Well, welcome back to another bearded nomad relic hunter video. Metal detecting today. This morning I went to help a friend try to make sure that to find any staples, any big, long, nasty staples that hold a fence, wire fence up around her horses. The deer caught some fencing jumping over, and I guess knocked them out, and they found two, and they put some new ones in to replace the ones that were gone. And well, with the Garrett AT Max, I checked all inside the fence, outside the fence, and the driveway that goes along it, and couldn't find any. But with the tightness of the fence wire, depending on the fling action, the energy behind it, they could have flew across the horse pasture all the way to the other side and out the other side. So hopefully, I hope the horses don't get any in their hooves. I think that's the right term, right? In their hooves. Then we did a little exploration going around. She knows some spots that possibly, good for future metal detecting. But then by the time we got done with that, only had a little bit of time left. So I went to one spot where I know it's the old personal dump of old historic figures. And in the old historic dump area, found some old shoe boot leather. It's amazing that stuff's still not deteriorated from the 1800s, late 17 through the 1800s. Also found an old cog gear, which, with the history of the area and what was there, that didn't surprise me, but it's pretty cool. A lot of it is eaten away by Mother Nature. That was a couple inches down in the dirt. Then found an old hand forged nail, the head of one. And then I found these old bottles. Now, they're not going to date back really, really old, because it says no deposit, no return, not to be refilled. But the top is not a screw top, that's a pop top. And then on the bottom, now right next to this, I did find a blue glass, but it was just the very top part here, the net part of the neck. Couldn't find the rest of it, but these here, contents 1 pint, 8 fluid ounces. And then this one's got the number 2039-7. And this one that was right near it, all the same writing, except it has 2039-3. So apparently these bottles were all done in sequential order, made. And so I'm not sure exactly what year these would date back to, but I thought them cool enough that I figured I would bring them with me to clean them up and at least have them as part of the collection. Then, unfortunately, so much traffic there at that spot that I wasn't feeling it. And I found all this stuff in a matter of like 10 minutes. So then I came to another spot here. A public park at the canal. Now, looking at the historical aerial views in 1951, the canal, this part of the canal, which is technically the only It's total is 5/8 of a mile of the canal. It ends just over there, comes down, goes through the tunnel, and out the other side for a little bit. Like I said, total length is 5/8 of a mile, and it's the only part of the actual Union Canal from Middletown to Philly that is left. There's some locks here and there along the ways, but as far as canal, this is the only 5/8 of a mile that is still left out of all the canal that William Penn proposed in 1690 that only finished and got opened in 1828, and was in operation to the late 1800s. Some sections may have been in use a little bit to the early 1900s, but I know that most of this here in Lebanon County, I do believe it was closed in 1880 something. But this is the only stretch that's still here to see of the history of something that took men quite a lot of years, but to fathom the amount of digging, building of locks that they did by hand and with no major machinery, to me it's a feat of great proportions that they did it in such short time that they actually did. So here at the park on the 1951 aerial view, this land here was farmland, I do believe, attached to the farm on the other side of the canal. I think it was 1992 or something they purchased. It was in the 90s that they purchased this land from the farmer to make the park. And over the years, they have been continuing making it what it is. Finally, they were able to make this into a park that is usable now. But down along the edge, down by the far end of the park, I have this signal. It came up pretty decent. I'm sure it's some kind of part of a knife, because there's the peg yet there from that would have held a handle on, and the blade, I don't know if it was a regular knife, if it was part of an old straight razor or what, but this is all I found in the hole. Mother Nature has eaten the rest of it away. But that right there is probably one of the coolest. Well, it's the only real cool find I found here at the park. Other than this, prior to this, I found a fishing hook, 2 fishing weights, 2 bottle caps, beer bottles, a Bud Light Lime, and a Victory Brewing, which I don't understand because technically this area, I don't believe alcohol is permitted here. So why anybody is coming down here to fish and bringing beer with them, I don't know. Because like I said, I don't believe that alcohol is permitted at this park, like many parks. So, but leave it to me. I will pick up the trash. The fishing hook was very shallow, so if somebody were to come around here barefoot enjoying the park, they could have ended up with that in their foot, because it was just in the like in the grass along the canal. So yep, do my part to clean up the trash and the sharp objects to avoid injury and the place being trashed. So one piece at a time, we're cleaning up the park. Kind of reminds me of the Johnny Cash, one piece at a time, building the Cadillac. Well, one piece at a time, and then of course, the The few plugs that I did dig, that I did pull, as always, put back in and cannot tell where they were. So, ethical plug method scores points again. The only thing that bothered me here was right towards the end. Husband and wife and their 3 or 4 kids come down here and they're walking along the canal, and I'm down there over the hump here. And they walked by me and they didn't even say hi, whatever, no big deal. It doesn't matter to me. They walked across the bridge, went down the other side, came back up, came across the bridge, come back over. And of course, you can see the sun's going down, so I found this. I just found this target, this item, this relic. And so I thought, well, start heading back up here to the van. And the little boy ran ahead up to here, up to the picnic tables and stuff down here. The father yells to him to wait. But it was funny that the mother and father and the other children, the father had children up on his shoulders, and they proceed to speed walk to beat me up here. Their van was parked right next to mine, 2 spots over. But it was funny that they were speed walking to beat me up here, get in their van, quickly get in, close the doors, and hightail out of here. Now, I don't know. Maybe do I really look that scary? I mean, I'm down there like that, swinging a metal detector, minding my own business. Do I look that scary? Yes, I have a beard. It's a little chilly out right now this evening, so I got my winter hat on. I don't know. Do I look that scary? I don't think I look that scary. Do I look that scary? Please. People out there, my subscribers, non-subscribers, please. I want your honest opinion. Do I look that scary? You don't know me. You see me metal detecting. Would you think anything weird if you see me metal detecting in a park? Do I not just look like a bearded fella? And when they got here, they probably had to have seen the bearded nomad van life on the front of the van. So here I am, the bearded nomad. Ha. Do I look that scary? I'm not. I'm really not. I'm a gentle giant teddy bear. But I'm really kind of curious. Do I look that scary? Do I? Do I look that scary that they had to speed walk to get to the van, get in and leave? Because just as I was walking up, that I was 10 feet from my van, the final door was closed. He was firing up the motor and throwing it in drive. All I'm doing is carrying my metal detector and my dig tool. Both of them, just humming along as I'm coming up across the park, just humming to myself. Do I look does that look scary to you? I don't know. I don't think so. But apparently, to some of these snooty Riris out there, I must look really, really scary. Heaven forbid. But anywho, so that was my last day of my weekend. Now it's back. So, well, on that note, packing it up. It's time to hit the road. Go figure out what I'm doing for dinner. Cereal night, maybe. Yeah, it might be a Frankenberry night. Frankenberry! love those cereals from my childhood, still do. But yep, time to eat and then go park and go to bed. Got to work in the morning. So, till the next video, remember, fight for love, not hate. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And whether you're picking up rocks, swinging a metal detector, or whatever else it is you might be doing out there, just make sure as long as you enjoy it, doing it, keep doing it. So until the next one, later, peace.